Hi, I'm Chad with Move For Guitar. This lesson is from our series, How to Read Music for Guitar. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about how the treble and bass clef intersect. First off, if you like all the diagrams for this series, including the diagrams for this lesson, you can download our free e-guide, How to Read Music for Guitar. But I am working on it right now as I'm filming this lesson, so it might not be available as you're watching this lesson. If it is available, a link will pop up on the screen that'll allow you to download it. And like I said, it's free, so there's no reason not to download it when it is available. This is part 5 from our series, How to Read Music for Guitar. If you'd like to go back and start at the beginning, you can click the link on the screen. So previously I explained that there's different clef signs, and the reason is that there's different instruments with different registers, so the clef signs put the notes in different registers to fit different instruments. And I explained that the guitar is written in the treble clef and the bass, and like the left hand of the piano is written in the bass clef. And there are other clefs, but these are the two most important for now, and especially since this is a guitar lesson, the treble clef is the most important. And in this lesson I want to talk about how the treble and the bass clef share notes with each other, how they actually intersect. So this C note on a ledger line below the staff in the treble clef is this C note in the bass clef that's above the staff on a ledger line. And this is considered to be middle C. So that means all of these notes in the treble clef, all these notes that are on the ledger lines below the staff, are all these notes in the bass clef. They're the same notes. So this E, F, G, A, B, C that's on the bass clef you're seeing right now, and that C, which I said was middle C, is on the ledger line above the staff, is the same as the E, F, G, A, B, C in the treble clef, which are all on ledger lines and all below the staff. So if I was to show the treble clef and the bass clef side by side with notes that are shared, you can see this E right here, which is your open 6th string on a 6-string guitar in standard tuning, is the same as this E note. They're the same pitch. And then this F is the same, this G is the same, and so on. So even though the treble clef and the bass clef are written for different instruments because of different registers, they intersect with each other. But as a guitarist, you're only going to be looking at these notes on the treble clef. You're not going to use the bass clef. It's unnecessary. You use the treble clef, and the notes that are below the staff, like I said, are done with ledger lines, which would really represent these lines right here if it was going into the bass clef. And another interesting thing that I want to point out, but I don't want you to get too hung up on it because it's really not that important, especially right now, is the fact that music written for guitar is written an octave higher than your guitar actually sounds. So this E right here, which I said is your open 6th string, is actually written an octave higher than your open 6th string sounds. So your guitar would actually sound, if it was written without transposing it up, would actually sound right here. So on the bass clef, it would be written right there instead of up here, or up here, which is in the bass clef. And the reason the music for the guitar is written up an octave higher is so that it can all fit on the treble clef. Otherwise, you'd end up with a bunch of ledger lines. It'd be really hard to read. So it's transposed up, that's what it's called, just to make it easier to read. Like I said, don't get too hung up on that, especially if you don't understand what I'm talking about, but I think it is worth knowing, and it may be something that matters more to you down the road. So that's an explanation of how the treble clef and bass clef intersect. Move on to the next lesson where I'm going to show you where the notes on the staff actually land on your fretboard. And be sure to download the e-guide. Like I said, all the diagrams are in there, and be sure to subscribe because we had at least one new lesson every day.